they're all spread out all over the place. But I've still got a cold, so starting to realize that here, when we come to Kentucky, there's often now a lot more to do than just work on a cabin. We've got the cabin I'm in now, we call this Squatch Hollow, and our Sunset Ridge cabin that are renting, and they're renting about 90% occupancy. So this trip is actually going to get cut short because someone is coming to stay here, and I will be staying in the new cabin, hopefully by myself for the last day or so. So if you remember, we made all this little firewood for our little Yodel wood stove. Ray and George got that stacked. I had to make a firewood rack for shorter firewood so it wouldn't fall out. This auxiliary cabin, we had a little trouble with a condensate line from the mini split that clogged, and the water was backing up through the unit and under the carpet. So we tore that out and put a new floor and sucked out all the AC lines. And this morning, we found out the stove at Sunset Ridge cabin finally gave up the ghost. So I'm actually gonna take that back and try and get it fixed. But I ran and bought a new one this morning. The guys are swapping the cord and the outlet in the wall, getting the new one hooked up, getting the old one in the trailer, and Mike and I are gonna be in the cabin. I'll be working on the kitchen. He's finishing up some work in the bathroom. But let's get it going. So we're running into a little difficulty here with this kitchen, and I knew it would be tight. Obviously, there's a small space to try and fit some cabinets in, but I've got my plumbing here, both the supplies, hot and cold, and the drain line that I've got to cut down. Need to go inside this cabinet, but they're really close there. Can't slide this corner back in anymore because it has a drawer that comes out and is going to hit the hardware here. However, front of the drawer just broke off. The countertop that I made at home is 9 inches too short. I'm not sure how that happened, but here we are. And I gotta leave enough room for the fridge to fit on that side. I think this is the plan. We'll put a big spacer in here. I'll just make a new countertop. Now my sink, to be centered on the window and work with the supply lines, has to be cut in the middle of 2 cabinets and through 2 drawers. We're not having fun today. Now, how do we get it over that pipe and around those things at the same time? I got all the staples. So this is our little Ford Ranger. This is a 95 Ford Ranger, little 2-wheel drive 4-cylinder. Not much to speak of. My brother-in-law sold it to me quite reasonably. We were yesterday trying to put a ladder rack on it, and we found out that the rack is too low and the door won't open, so we had to put this 2x4 underneath it. It's she's a real beaut, Clark. But this is a great little runaround truck. It is insured, it is licensed, so we can run it on the road. It's just great when you're here with the big Duramax and trailers and all the things and tools strewn out all over the place. Hop in something, go get a bag of ice or whatever you need. Should be pretty handy. It also doesn't have an emergency brake, so I just shove a piece of firewood under the wheel if I want to leave it running. None is the number of nails I hit going through that board. I needed that little victory. That's what I'm like. After I say the first cut didn't hit any nails, I'm gonna hit a lag bolt on the second one. wall. Got this tank loaded up, and I'm gonna run and get some water. That big tank at the cabin is about half full, so we're gonna use a little water. And once again, there's not a lot of rain in the forecast, so I want to make sure we have enough. There's actually a couple guys up here that are drilling a well for us. Showed up today for the bathhouse. That's our next build, so I'm pretty excited about that. Those guys are gonna get some of the junk inside the cabin out of the trailer while I get some water. Then we're gonna have to come back and split some firewood. I've got 2 of these half totes that we use for firewood, and they're currently both empty. As you know, it's getting cooler. This is kind of firewood season, campfire stuff, so I almost can't split too much. So it'll be green once again, but we're gonna make some wood for guests to use. So that was right at 40 minutes round trip from loading that tank to having it empty. The actual drive time, driving there, filling it, and driving it back was barely even a half hour. It might have been 28 minutes, something like that. So that's pretty awesome. If in less than an hour you can get a full tank. That thing's, it's not full. It'll fit another one. But what I think I'm going to do, I should have done this last time because I got a little more than I needed. I'm gonna go fill this thing up and park it right here. And tonight we'll all take our showers, do laundry, all the things that we need to do. And then in the morning, I'll empty it in there. That way we're sure we're not, wasting any of this water down the overflow. Replenish what we use. But I'm excited. This has worked really well. Big improvement from the last time is this. This is a corrugated shop vac hose. Before I had a piece of sump pump hose, and it kept collapsing and pinching itself off over the tailgate. So you had to sit there and hold it, kind of massage it, I guess, to make the water go. And this, you could just let it rip through this corrugated hose that empties about 3 times as fast. It's pretty awesome. Well, I'm not sure how this will all translate into video, but the things we got done today, I did quite a bit of work on the kitchen. Mike spent most of his time in the bathroom over there, putting paneling on the walls. We had to fur out the shower. I'll show you guys. So this whole shower wall had to get furred out because the base is smaller than the shower. I started putting up some of the paneling. You can see over here, doing a little bit up to the light. We wound up having to move this light switch because it was in the shower, and anyways, it's in a much better position now. Enjoying yourself?
Well, I cleaned in here, and then Mike just went and put all this sawdust.
So we kind of got mess everywhere. I think tomorrow, George and Ray are leaving tonight. Dave and Mike and I will stick around, probably clean up quite a bit of this mess, and we'll continue on another day. Just a little thought here. I'm here at the Tin Cantina. This is my 7th day here for this build trip. The first day I got here, I was here by myself, and I stayed in this cabin here that we're working on. It's a little uncomfortable. And now we've had 5 of us working on it for a week, and I'm here once again by myself at the end of the trip, and I will say that my 7th evening here is much more accommodating than the first. Thanks for watching.